Definitely very scandalous, definitely not what I had in mind. She actually cried at this first dress. This dress was very interesting. I kid you not, I literally felt like Taylor Swift. The one that I ended up choosing. Hey guys, my name is Rebecca. Thank you so much for clicking onto this video and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing all of the wedding dresses that I tried on, and let me tell you, I tried on a lot. I just counted and looked through all of the pictures from appointments that I had, and I went to 8 wedding dress appointments. 8, that is crazy. I got married in September of 2022, so I've been married for about 5 months. I started dress shopping almost a year ago today, and I cannot believe that I went to 8 appointments to find the perfect dress. But I also want to touch on the perfect dress later in this video. Okay, let's get into the dresses. The first appointment I went to was a beautiful bridal dress shop in Virginia Beach, Virginia. This was one of my favorite appointments. I found so many beautiful dresses that I loved, and I actually ended up coming back to this dress shop later on for a second appointment. The very first dress that I ever tried on, I fell in love with. People say when you start to go to dress appointments, you have an idea in your mind of the type of dress that you want for your wedding, and more times than not, you actually end up going with a dress that is completely different than what you originally wanted. The very first dress I tried on was something that I originally wanted. I wanted that tight fit, not like a mermaid style, but more like a trumpet type style dress. And this was the first dress that I tried on. I absolutely fell in love with it. I thought it was stunning. The lace is absolutely beautiful. The train was beautiful. The back, it had such a low back. It was so just perfect. Now, the reason why I didn't buy this dress is because it was a little out of my price range, and it was my very first appointment. I was only with my maid of honor at the time. I didn't have anyone else at the appointment with me. And so part of me was like, I really don't want to find my actual wedding dress at my very first appointment just because I want my mom to experience wedding dress shopping with me and my other bridesmaids as well. Little did I know, I would have 7 more after this. This next dress I really loved. It was so beautiful, so flowy. I felt like a princess. I love the V-cut. That's something that I really wanted in my wedding dress, which I ended up picking for my final wedding dress. I didn't necessarily love all the beads on the top, and I think that was the main thing that turned me off. And I also didn't love the cut of the back of it, although I do look at the pictures and I think that it is a really beautiful dress. This next dress I didn't love. I think that it's really pretty, but it just wasn't my vibe overall. The lace kind of felt more old-fashioned in a way, and maybe more boho, and that just wasn't the style that I was going for, but it overall is a really pretty dress as well. This next dress is kind of similar to the last one. It just wasn't the vibe that I was going for. The top part kind of made me feel like I was wearing like feathers almost. The style kind of reminded me of feathers, and it just wasn't my favorite. I did really love the back of the dress though. I thought that that was really pretty. It went really low. The train was beautiful, and it had the buttons all the way down, which, spoiler alert, I actually went with a dress that had a very similar train as this for my actual wedding dress. That was all for my first appointment, and the second appointment that I had, I actually got to go with all 4 of my bridesmaids, which I loved. It was at David's Bridal. I wasn't very impressed with the quality of the dresses, but the price tag was definitely very alluring. I was trying to keep a very low budget wedding as I was paying for it myself, but I did not find a dress there that I absolutely loved. And yeah, like I said, the quality just wasn't as great in my opinion. I'm gonna go through these dresses fairly quickly. The first one, I didn't love the cut. It was kind of like an off the shoulder type thing. The back was really cool though. It kind of had that like circle open back, and I liked that, but just not my vibe. This next dress I tried on, I liked, but again, just not my favorite. It had floral decorations, which I really did like, but they seemed to be like sticking out of the fabric on the side. I didn't love that. I did love that it was kind of see-through on the sides though. You could kind of see through the flower decor. This next dress, super elegant, but just very simple and very plain, and just not the look that I was going for. I kind of wanted something that had more lace on it and maybe some type of embellishment or decoration, and this was just a little plain. We did end up adding a little belt to it just to see if we could spruce up the look a bit, but it just wasn't exactly what I wanted. This next dress was really pretty. It kind of had a sheer overlay on the bottom with little pearls that lined the overlay, and I thought that was really elegant, really pretty. I also loved the V-cut, but I just did not love the straps. Didn't really feel like it fit super well, and yeah, I didn't love how they looked, especially when I'm looking at the picture now. It just kind of looks like it doesn't really fit. This next dress, again, one of my favorites. It is strapless, which I didn't originally want to go with, but it had that mermaid type of style and it was form-fitting and I really did like it at the time. I am gonna tell you, I originally went in not wanting a strapless dress and I wanted one that was mermaid style-ish, like form-fitting. Ended up going with one that was strapless and not mermaid style and form-fitting. So like I said before, like the thing that you go in thinking that you want is probably not what most people actually end up with, which is kind of crazy to me, but I guess you just have to try on different dresses and see which one you actually end up liking, because it's so different when you just look at pictures on like Pinterest of different styles of dresses to compared to when you actually try it on yourself. This next dress is just really funny. Definitely very scandalous. I think that it would be perfect for a beach wedding, but definitely not for what I had in mind, but it was still fun to try on, and you can tell by my face that I was slightly embarrassed but having a really good time. It was also see-through and I happened to wear blue underwear that day, which here's a tip: if you're ever going to try on wedding dresses, make sure to wear a nude colored underwear just in case if the dress is see-through. Now, for the third appointment that I went to, it was a smaller boutique in Richmond, Virginia, and this place is actually known for its prom dresses, but they do have a wedding dress line as well, so I decided to give it a try. I actually ended up coming to this place for 2 appointments as well, but I just felt like the quality of these dresses just wasn't really good. They kind of felt cheap, and I was worried that they would like rip or snag, and that's not something that I wanted to worry about on the day of the wedding, so I didn't end up picking any dress from this place, but I will go through very quickly and show the dresses that I tried on here. This was the first appointment that I actually went to with my mom, and she actually cried at this first dress. I think it was just because it was the first time she had seen me in a wedding dress in person, and she cried. She really loved it, but it just wasn't for me. The sleeves I didn't love. They're not sleeves, but I don't know what that's called. And it kind of looked like sand underneath the dress. Like there was a lot of like dark speckles that reminded me of sand, and yeah. But my mom liked it, so. This next dress I really, really loved. I have no complaints against it except for the fact that it did feel a little like cheap material, and that wasn't something that I loved, but I love the style of this dress. It's really, really beautiful. This dress, super classy, super gorgeous. The only complaint is that I just didn't feel like a bride in it. It felt like something that I would wear to a really fancy dinner party, not my wedding day, but gorgeous dress, and the back was absolutely stunning. This dress was very interesting. It was see-through on like the bodice part, which I really liked, but the cups, you could literally see the entire outline of the cups in the dress. And I just think that that shows like just kind of cheap quality. This next dress, really, really pretty. It did have long sleeves though, which is something that I didn't want for my wedding dress personally, just because I didn't want to overheat. And I think it looks so pretty though. Like looking back at these pictures, I'm like, wow, long sleeve dresses are very beautiful, but just not the vibe that I was going for at the time. The next appointment that I went to was at Tiffany's Bridal. I tried on a few, and these are the pictures from that. They are not very good quality pictures. I think that that's the biggest thing too, is that when you go into a bridal dress shop, you want to have good lighting on you so that you can see exactly what the dress looks like on you. That was one of the things that was a downside to Tiffany's Bridal, is that the lighting just cast really weird shadows. It was kind of dark. It was kind of hard to see the dress for what it was. I tried on 3 dresses there. They were all sort of mermaid style. I'll put all the pictures up here. Just at the end of the day, didn't love. One of them had like a really interesting corset back though, which I thought was cool, but just again, not for me. My next appointment, I actually ended up going back to the very first place that I went to in Virginia Beach, and I tried on more dresses, including the very first dress I tried on. I put that on again just to see what it looked like again, because I could not stop thinking about it from that first appointment. When I tried on that dress for the second time, I did not get the first feeling that I had when trying it on, and I think I just realized after all of the dresses I had put on at that point that the mermaid tight style just wasn't exactly what I wanted anymore. So I felt like I had such good closure going back, trying it on again and realizing that, okay, this is actually not the dress for me. One of the dresses that I tried on, I, to this day, absolutely love. And I think my only complaint was that it kind of felt like the cut was a little too wide. And I just wish that it was like slightly closer together, and then it would have been perfect. The back is gorgeous, the front is gorgeous, the train is gorgeous, the whole thing, one of my favorite dresses that I have ever tried on. This next dress, I just felt like it fit a little bit weird. It just felt uncomfortable. It was kind of like leaving marks on my shoulders where it sat. And I felt like the cups here were just a little too high. It just didn't fit me well. I tried on another mermaid style dress, but at this point, like I said, I was kind of figuring out that maybe mermaid style just wasn't for me. I still think that they are beautiful dresses. I love seeing the curves and seeing how it fits to people's bodies. I think that is absolutely stunning. But like I said, at this point, I kind of just decided that I wanted a more like ball gowny dress or like princessy dress, because to me that just made me feel more of a bride. This dress I tried on, and to my surprise, it actually became one of my very favorite dresses that I tried on. I was actually seriously considering purchasing this dress. It is a very simple dress, which is not something that I thought I wanted, but it just felt so elegant and it felt so comfortable. I loved the lace in the middle. I don't know, I just really loved this dress. But then I just kind of decided, you know what, I want that ball gowny look, or that, you know, A-line, I think is what it's called. Yeah, so I decided not to go with this dress, but I surprisingly really loved this dress. The next appointment that I went to was actually a super cute bridal boutique in, I think it's Petersburg, Virginia. I went with one of my bridesmaids and tried on a few dresses. I think that they have really beautiful dresses, but I didn't find one that I absolutely loved. This first dress that I tried on, I kid you not, I literally felt like Taylor Swift. I think there's a motorcycle outside. I felt like Taylor Swift. Like, I felt like I was her in like a music video. Oh my gosh, it was so pretty. The only thing that I did not love was like the part where it ends and then it goes out. I felt like it started too low, and if it was just a little bit higher, I don't know, I feel like it would have looked a lot better. But literally, I felt like Taylor Swift. I felt like an actual fairy princess in this dress, and I really loved it. This next dress, again, it was a more form-fitting dress, which I realized I didn't want actually, and I just didn't love the cut or the lace intermingling with the other type of texture. I am so bad with textures. You'd think after all these appointments I would have learned like all of the textures and fabrics of a wedding dress, but apparently I did not. But anyway, it just kind of felt like more old-fashioned, and I just, again, didn't love it, but I think it was a pretty dress nonetheless. This next dress again was really pretty, but it kind of had the same issue that I had with the first dress, which was that it started like way too low to go out into the rest of the dress, if that makes sense. Like, I just wish that it was pulled up a little higher, but I think that that is a style of dress. I don't know what it's called. If you know what it's called, please comment it down below. I feel like I should have known not just the fabrics of the dresses, but also like the styles of the dresses by now. But honestly, this was like a year ago that I tried all these on, so I have forgotten all of the lingo. The next appointment that I went to was actually, I went back to the one in Richmond. It was the shop that I said mostly sells prom dresses, but also has a wedding dress line. I went back there and I tried on a couple dresses. I don't even really have pictures. I think, yeah, I tried on like 2 dresses, but again, I just felt like it just wasn't good quality and I didn't love the dresses, so I can share, I think it maybe was just one dress. But yeah, those are the pictures of the one dress that I tried on at this place. Now, finally, we are at the very last appointment where I am actually going to show the dress that I went with for my wedding. I went to this place also in Richmond. It was called Blue Sage Bridal. Absolutely recommend. I really loved it, and these are the dresses that I tried on there. This first dress, I don't even know what it was. It's such a unique look, but I absolutely loved it. It felt so high quality and good on my body, and it actually ended up being in the top 3 for my favorite dresses at that place, and pretty much overall. It was kind of see-through around here, and it had that deep cut, but it wasn't a V. It was like 2 straight lines going down, and it just felt so good. I don't really know how to explain it, but I really loved this dress. This next dress I tried on ended up also being in my top 3, and I really liked it. I felt like an actual princess. The only thing that I didn't love was that it wasn't as deep of a V cut as I wanted. It was more of like a, is it called a sweetheart neck? It was so pretty. I really loved it, and it was strapless, which was crazy, but the one that I picked was strapless, like I said, and it was actually between this one and the one that I picked. This next dress, another form-fitting mermaid dress. It actually fit perfectly that I wouldn't even need alterations if I went with it, which is crazy. But again, just didn't go with it. I really wanted a whiter dress, and that one was a little bit of a cream tan undertone. Didn't love it. Also just, you know, realized that I didn't want the form-fitting dress, but it was a really pretty dress and it felt super high quality, super good. This dress was really pretty. I just didn't love the sleeve here, the neckline, how thick it was. I didn't love that, and it kind of had like a lot of beads and stuff going on, but again, a really pretty dress. This one, I just didn't love the straight neck cut. But again, a pretty dress. It just wasn't exactly what I was going for. Now for the very last dress, which is the one that I ended up choosing. It's so crazy because, like I said, I never pictured myself with a strapless dress before, but this one I just really loved. It had pockets, it had a silk train, and the train was absolutely beautiful. It had buttons all the way down the train, beads on the top part. It had the perfect cut that I wanted. Like I said, it was between this one and the other strapless one that I showed earlier, but I ended up picking this one, and I really love it. I do want to say that I never got that feeling that most brides want and talk about of, this is the one. I never got that. But I want to say that I don't think that that's a bad thing, and I want to kind of normalize that. There is so much pressure that brides feel to find the one and the perfect dress, and if that same thing happens to you where you never get that feeling of like, this is the one, that's okay. I want to normalize that. I think that I was really picky, and that was getting in the way of me actually progressing and moving forward and actually getting a dress so I can start the alterations process, so I can check off one more thing of my list of wedding planning. And so I told myself, you know what? I'm just gonna pick a dress. So if you are looking for a dress, or you found a dress and you're kind of having dress regret or feeling like maybe this isn't the right one, like, it's okay. At the end of the day, it's just a dress. The pictures from my wedding still turned out beautiful. My partner and my groom loved me no matter what I was wearing, and he loved the dress too. So at the end of the day, you will be a beautiful bride no matter what dress you pick in the end. And that is all I have for this video today. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing all of the dresses that I tried on and the one that I ended up getting. Please subscribe to see all types of other content like lifestyle, productivity, and wellness.